it has its own importance. And wildlife preservation is important because
Kali, so how is your days going so far and your sessions going so far?
and actually it's fantastic, and the sessions are going on its way, and I'm learning day by day and improving myself on my English speaking skills. So
Great,
it's on the way.
great. It's on the way. What do you mean by on the way?
That I am on the right path and I am doing
Yeah. So
whatever to.
by saying that I am on the right track and I am seeing some changes in myself, positive changes in myself. You can say like that as well. Okay. So how much time do you spend on practicing your grammar skills and speaking skills?
Actually, ma'am, these days I got free from my exams. So I just started giving 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. So
Great.
slowly I
So
will give more and more
after the
time.
session, you do that. You give yourself that 15 to 20 minutes as well, right?
Yeah.
Great, great. That's good enough. And what are your plans for the day today?
As usual, I have to take my tuition classes. And apart
Okay.
from that, I will learn something new related to vocab, idioms, and phrases. I will
Okay.
enhance my vocabulary.
Great, great. So is it a positive change in getting the vocab, the new words which you are coming across? Are you able to use those words when you're having a conversation with your tutor or anybody else?
I think, ma'am, not most of the word, but few of the words I can use in
Good.
my speaking skill. And but I think where I want to make or frame new sentences, I found that I in most of the time I face problem in making framing sentences.
In framing sentences. Okay. So
If
it just
if the words are typical one.
sorry, I missed it.
If
What
the
did you
words are
say?
typical one, it is difficult to make a sentence using that.
Right, right, right. So it's because you are not being using it every day, right? So what happens is suddenly when you're trying to dig up your whatever the little treasure you have made with your vocabulary, it becomes difficult to take it out. So it's good to practice those words. At least take 3 words for every session. That 3 words I'm going to use it anyhow. Simple words. It can be simple synonyms of something as well, right? Like for
Okay.
example, you said that I am excellent today. You said I'm excellent, or I'm fabulous, I'm fantastic. You said fantastic, right? If I'm not wrong,
Yeah.
right? So instead of fantastic, you can say some other words tomorrow, like something else maybe you can use. What else can you use?
Instead of fabulous,
Fabulous, yes, that's good. I'm
awesome
fabulous.
can be used.
I'm awesome today. Yeah. So awesome is the quite casual way of saying it. So it's all awesome. So you can say like that. But you can also use like it's wonderful. I'm wonderful today. It's a wonderful day, right? I'm looking forward for the day today. I have many plans, and you can just start your plans as well. Okay, Kali. So now I'll there's an activity which I have planned for you before we start the we'll take the session notes also, but there's a small. I'll give you three. Topics and not 3 topics, but I'll give you 3 things, and you have to put that in a story and frame a story. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
So there is a mountain, there are 3 friends, and there's one silly or crazy policeman. Now try to make a story around.
Okay. There are three friends who are going on a hilly area on a mountain named Mansarovar. So they have a trip, and in the while going for a trip, something
Their
went
word trip,
wrong.
so I'm so sorry to interrupt. Their word trip is incorrect. So you will say they were going for a trip. So you can give a little bit. Okay, let me just give you a little bit of insight. Give a background. Okay, because they are characters in a story. Every story has a character, right? So you will give those 3 friends how they were friends, since when they were friends. You can give them name, and then how did they decide to go for a trip, and where did they decide to go, and what happened. Okay, so that's the
Okay.
body of the story, and then you come with the conclusion. Anything conclude, whatever you want to conclude. You can go a little slow also, because I know you're thinking, and I gave you on the spot topic.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. So I would like to tell that there are three friends named Rahul, Kali, and Guru. These are the friends. They become friend in their. They are the. Those are they were childhood friends, and now they are grown up, and now they have decided that they want to have a trip. So after meeting a long time, they have decided for a trip so that it will become a memory for them. So they went to a hillside on a mountain region named Mansarovar. So there they found there something bad happened. So they tried want to know what kind of incident had happened there. So they went there. So they saw a police who is a very uh, arrogant, or not or very irritating one. They what he someone has done something wrong, and the policeman found them those three there. Uh, so he just trying to blame them, and he just trying to put them in a prison. So they tried to anyhow they tried their best, and they flew away,
Not
and
flew, they fled, or you can say they ran away.
okay, they ran away. At the end, they returned to their home safely, and they thank God for returning home without any getting involved in any issues.
Okay, so they thanked God. Okay, thank God that they were safe and they came back home safely. Okay,
Okay.
so you can say that. Okay, they were now good story, good try. Was it your first try to make a famous story?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, so it was a good try. I would say that the first time you did it well, just that a lot of preposition mistakes were happening here and there. Some of them I could note it out, but some of them I could not because it was going fast, and I wanted to listen to your storyline as well. So you framed a good storyline. You could have given more expressions and more experience. That what happened with the three friends when they went, and then the first they explored and they went to a beautiful place where they were enjoying themselves. But suddenly, what happened? Then you can give a little bit of how the stories come, and then you can give a little bit of expressions there to
Mm.
engage the audience. Now why story is important, that I'll tell you later, but I'll just let you know your the little mistakes. They planned a trip to, so when you said they planned a trip to hillside, and then you said Mansarovar mountain, you used all these words. So instead of that, you can just say that they planned a trip to Mansarovar. Okay, which
Okay.
is, yeah, which is a mountain area, and then they wanted to spend some time over there and make some memories. Okay, because they were childhood friends. So then you came to policeman. So you said who is the arrogant person. So who is an arrogant person? Okay, or who
Okay.
was a, because you were telling in the past, so who was an arrogant person?
Got it,
Okay,
ma'am.
some of the article mistakes were happening, preposition mistakes were happening. I want you to again see this video again, the recording, so that you understand where small little mistakes were happening. But I would say for the first time you did a good job. Give yourself such topics, Kali, so that you keep practicing this, and this also gives you a lot of it helps you to build up your creative juices as well to make up stories.
Exactly,
Okay.
ma'am.
So,
Okay.
yeah, so it's good to give yourself topics. Give yourself any topic, anything. You can give just four things to yourself and try to make a story around it. Okay, it's a good practice to do. Okay, great. So now, do you want to ask any questions before I go ahead with the session notes?
Yeah, ma'am. I am very thankful to you that, as I have said, and you just helped me in carrying out new activities. So I am very much thankful for that. That you gave weightage to my words.
Okay, I'm glad that you're enjoying this, because that's what whenever I see your name, I try to put in some activity for you, and I'm hoping that there will be a change because of that, a positive change. Okay, so great, Kali. Keep practicing. That's what I want from you. Keep finding the new words. Try to use those words in the session. Try to make stories as much as possible. Try to give yourself topics to speak about. And do you watch news as well?
No, ma'am.
I will suggest you to start watching news, get connected with the world, what is happening around in India and outside India. So that will really help. And also, next time when I'm meeting you, Kali, try to give me the three important news. Okay?
Important news. Okay, ma'am.
Maybe you just, when you know that you have booked a session with me, just what you do is three headlines of the day. Just say it before we start the session. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Hmm?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
I want you to say that every time, please give me some activities so that I can engage myself in that work, and it will be helpful in my, it will be helpful for enhancing my speaking skill.
Though definitely I'll help you with that. So I've given you these three headlines which you have to figure out. So don't only for look for my session, but every day see for that news. Okay, look for the news, the new news. Listen to the news which is happening. You can listen to First Post, or there are so many other the news channels which are showing good news and geopolitical news or the worldwide news. Listen to it. That's also going to increase your general knowledge
Okay, ma'am.
and also your English at the same time. So great. The topic is about species preservation. So have you gone through the topic?
Yeah, I have gone through it just
Okay, yeah,
before the session. So that's
okay.
why I got late. I got 1 minute late due to scrolling through the session notes.
No problem, no problem. But so, what do you think about our wildlife? Have you thought about it that will we be successful in preserving our wildlife, and how and why?
Ma'am, actually, wildlife preservation is an important for our environment as well as for us also, because they have a historical, it has its own importance. And wildlife preservation is important because they represent our country, and they tell about our country, that how we are so flourished one. India is a place where we have flora and fauna, where lots of different varieties of plants, animals are there, and there's a need to preserve them because it tells about our dignity, and it tells about our love towards nature, and how it tells about our responsibility towards our living beings, because they are the animals, but they show humanities. They sometimes it happens that we learn so many humanities from human lessons from them, as whenever I watch some of the videos, so there I get to know that they have also feelings, and uh, they they are the one who keeps the humanity alive. So
Yes,
definitely,
humanity alive and also the balance in our ecosystem. Okay,
yeah.
so because of them, it is there. If it's becoming extinct, it's going to be definitely not a good news for everybody worldwide, not only for India but worldwide. So, how do we protect our wildlife? This question I will ask you in the next session, and be prepared with that. Be prepared with most of it. And if I tend to forget to ask you this question, I want you to answer it yourself.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so more about wildlife because it was a very interesting topic, but I started with story, and we could have discussed more about this topic, but it's okay. Next session, if we have an interesting topic, we will add on with this. Plus, we will take your news also, the headline.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, Kali. So yes, have a good day. Do you have any questions? We do have 1 or 2 minutes.
Actually, ma'am, I want to know about that. As I earlier said, that I face a problem in making new sentences. If I take a word, any typical word, and I try to make a sentence using it. First, I tried in Hindi, but in Hindi, I also face problem in making sentence. So,
Okay.
how to overcome that?
So, what do you mean that when a new word comes to you, it becomes difficult for you to make a sentence, right? Frame a sentence.
In my native language, it's difficult for me to make sentence, so
Okay, but
that I can.
why do you want to make it a native language? First, when you are given a word, okay, when you are given a word, try to make a sentence on it. Or do one thing, if it's becoming a difficulty, suppose if you have come across a word, may take it experience. Try to find out the sentences on experience. Find it out from Google, and then try to use your own mind and start making your own sentences. The more sentences you are making, the more it's coming into practice, and you will know the usage of it, how to put it in the sentence.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so it's just a it's just a practice, the way you practice it. The moment you start thinking, how do I use it, what do I do, should I put it in the Hindi language and then convert it, don't do all that. Just go find out that word, find out the sentences on that word, try to make similar sentences on it.
Okay. Or,
Okay.
ma'am, I can read something related to that word, and after that, I will try to make frame sentence. Is that a good way? If
Yes,
I
why?
take a word and learn about it more and more, I will Google on it. I will Google for it, and
Yes.
when I get to know that this has this meaning, so can I use this way to make frame sentence?
Yes, that's what I said. I said the same thing, that you go on Google, find out the sentences, try to frame the sentences, try to see the sentences, write it down, make the similar sentences. Okay, and try to use it in your sessions with your tutor as well. If you're going anywhere wrong in the pronunciation or anything, that time it will be helpful. And the last thing before I forget, you use the word environment. It was pronounced wrong, so you can just say it again with me: environment.
Environment.
Yeah, great. Okay, fine. So good. Just keep practicing the words, and I'll see you next time, Kali. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too, ma'am. Glad to
Yeah.
have such a wonderful conversation.
Yes, likewise. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye bye.